Yes.
Hi, church fam. How's it going? It's Jessica and Phoenix here. What's up?
We're gonna talk about our family road trip.
Family road trip. Have we had a lot of family road trips?
A lot.
A ton, yeah.
Because my dad's a pastor and he travels to other places, so.
That's right. So we've done a lot of traveling, right? So we're here to talk about family road trips, and one in particular we were just talking about. Which one do we want to talk about today?
Glacier.
So a few years ago, we took a road trip and drove out to Glacier National Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Montana. And it was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we did all the glacier things, a ton of things, but we did a particular hike that actually, shout out to the Mixdorfs, Brandy Mixdorf, suggested to us to do. So we did a particular hike. Do you remember what the name of the waterfall was? It was a hike out to a waterfall.
Victoria Falls.
That's right, Victoria Falls in Glacier National Park. So our whole family, we were ready to go, and we started hiking.
And it was
tiring. Yeah, we kept hiking. And then when you thought you were done hiking, did you have to hike some more?
Yeah.
Was there a little bit of like, oh, can we do it in there? I think it was like a 3.5 mile hike out there, and it was kind of like up and down and through, mountains a little bit. Like nothing huge, steep grades. But
yeah, but like there were like bikers everywhere, and we had to dodge.
Yeah.
And there was but it was beautiful, the scenery.
It was so beautiful. So then finally we were like, I don't even think we brought enough water. We were like trying to get out there. I think a couple times we thought about turning back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then finally we started coming up this hill and like these little stairs, and you could start to hear the falls.
Yeah, and I was getting excited.
Yeah, and then what happened when we kind of turned and saw the waterfall?
Yeah, that was beautiful. It was just a big waterfall.
Yeah, it was huge. It was super tall and kind of coming down like mountain water, right? Mm-hmm. And really, really cold. So I did not choose to go in there, but what did your dad and you guys?
So we all got in the water, okay, and we got in there, and it was so cold, so cold, freezing cold. And so we all went under the waterfall, and it was awesome, and we could just swim in it and everything.
Yeah, so it was super refreshing once we got there, right? But it was a hard hike to go out there. So anyway, we wanted to share a little bit of some of our family road trip story to you. But what it made me think of, I kind of want to tie it a little bit to scripture. So it did make me think of Exodus. I know on Sundays we're going through Exodus right now. But in Exodus 15, basically what's happened is the Israelites and Moses have just walked through the Red Sea. This huge, phenomenal miracles happened. All the Egyptians were, taken out. Their enemies completely taken out. They've been delivered from hundreds and hundreds of years of slavery. They've just sung this huge song of deliverance. So the Lord has really kind of come through on all of these miracles miracle after miracle, and delivered them. And then in Exodus 15, right after all of this happens and they've sung and praised the Lord, 15:22, it says, "Then Moses led the people of Israel away from the Red Sea, and they moved out into the desert of Shur. They traveled in this desert for 3 days without finding any water. When they came to the oasis of Marah, the water was too bitter to drink." So they were exhausted now by this point. They've been going for 3 days with no water. Then in verse 24, the people complained and turned against Moses. "What are we going to drink?" they demanded. What are we going to drink? So I just want to pause right there and say, I always find it funny reading through Exodus that they question God. They're like, why? What are we going to drink? It's like, what just happened? So the Lord was obviously going to take care of them as he had in the past. But anyways, Moses cried out to the Lord for help, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. Moses threw it into the water, and this made the water good to drink. So the Lord provided another miracle for his people.
With a piece of wood.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And then it goes on, skipping forward to verse 27. It says, after leaving Marah, the Israelites traveled on to the oasis of Elim, where they found 12 springs and 70 palm trees. They camped there beside the water. So after all this happens, right around the corner is a huge oasis with 12 springs, 70 palm trees. And I just want to encourage you today that sometimes you might feel in life like you are hiking uphill, there's no water, you're exhausted. I want to encourage you to look in the past and see what God has done for you and realize that he's going to be faithful. You continue to be faithful to him. He's going to take care of you. He's going to be faithful. Right around the bend, there are 12 springs and 70 palm trees waiting out there for you. And the Lord is going to refresh you because that's what he does. That's who he is. So, signing off here, Moppin family. So happy we're able to share a little bit of our family vacay with you.
And by the way, Victoria Falls, that made me think of like, there's like, we saw all the mountains. Guess where you get Mountain Dew from?
Where?
They have to hike all up the mountains, and then they get some of the snow, and they put some mixture in it, and then you can drink it.
So, there's your advertisement for Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.
Have a great summer.